the bite the tongue variation of the Tongue Mudra. The bite the tongue variation has specific effects, primarily the ability to detect and release patterns of deeply held and unconscious emotional stress that show up as patterns of tension throughout the body. One of the effects of releasing such emotionally held stress is improving the right-left balance of the head on the neck, and a connection between the nasal septum, which is the divider between the right and left sides of the nasal cavity, and the center of the chest in the heart region that connects into the diaphragm and affects breathing. That's a little background on the bite the tongue variation. I will now describe and give instructions in the Tongue Mudra. Listen once to this recording, and then replay and do what's instructed. It will be easier to follow the instructions if you've heard them once before. So it's like this. You're sitting erect, and you place the back of your tongue up and slightly behind the upper rear molars. That may take some practice and feeling to locate position. Gentle contact there is not just sufficient, it's actually better than hard contact. If you have trouble finding the position, just bring your tongue up against the back upper teeth and draw your tongue back, maintaining contact. Once you've got that, you gently bite the edges of your tongue between your back teeth. You may need a bit of practice to do that, learning to flatten and widen your tongue. Once you've got your tongue in position, you gently bite a little harder on the right, and then shift slowly to biting harder on the left. You alternate sides and smooth out, switching from side to side so that you can feel the movement continuously as you move side to side. And as you gently bite and tip your head toward the same side as the bite, you'll feel a sensation of sorts from the biting and the tipping. And as you follow that sensation from side to side, eventually you can feel the sensation cross the midline. When you can feel it cross the midline, then pay attention to the center of your nose, your nasal septum. The nasal septum is the divider of the inside of your nose, right to left. The septum runs front to back and bottom to top. And when you feel the sensation of biting and tipping cross through the nasal septum, as you feel it, go side to side and find the most centered head position that makes you feel the center of your nose, the septum. Once you've got that, you touch the front tip of your tongue to the roof of the mouth up behind the front teeth. And you now have 3 points of contact, 2 in the back and 1 in the front. You carefully equalize the pressure at those 3 points, moving your head side to side and adjusting the bite pressure. When you get the amount of pressure at all 3 points equalized, you'll notice you can feel your septum much more clearly. Carefully maintaining the equality of pressures, curl your tongue tip up. Make your tongue the shape of a spoon, and aim the hollow of your tongue at the place by feel where your septum is sensitized. So you just cup your tongue, and you cup it more and you cup it less, and you feel the effect of going cupped more and cupped less until you can learn how to aim that sensation, and you aim it right at the septum. And then you do a special kind of breathing. And the special kind of breathing is when you breathe out, it's warm. When you breathe in, it's cool. And you warm and cool that septum, that location that you're sensitized to, by breathing in enough to feel it cool, out enough to feel it warm, and alternate back and forth. It's just a gentle rhythm. Do that now for a bit. And when you've got that gentle rhythm, gaze at that place with your mind's eye as you warm and cool that place. So you've got the back of your tongue gently sandwiched between your molars on either side. The tip of your tongue touches the roof of your mouth behind your upper front teeth. You've got the pressure of all 3 points of contact equalized, and you feel the nasal septum. And you breathe into that, and you warm it up and you cool it off, and warm it up and cool it off. And you gaze into that sensation with your mind's eye. Once you've stabilized yourself in that mudra and done a period of the warming and cooling breaths, you are likely to feel ways in which you hold emotional stress as tension in the body and feel the impulse to relax and untwist and straighten yourself out in various ways. It's important to maintain the tongue mudra during any such self-corrections. Otherwise, you'll lose the sense of what you want to correct in yourself. The result will be a kind of lengthening, straightening out, and better internal connections in yourself. That is the Bite Your Tongue version of the Tongue Mudra.